Do you want to successfully complete the D412 Objective Assessment Exam? Then you are in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers for your success in the D412 OA Exam for free. We understand that acing your OA exam can be quite challenging. That's why we provide completely free exam guides and practice questions for you. In this video, we will cover questions from routing protocols, network layers, network devices, network services, and network commands. So, let's get started. 1. Which routing protocol is classified as an exterior gateway protocol and is used to exchange routing information between autonomous systems? A. OSPF, B. BGP, C. RIP, D. EIGRP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. BGP. Explanation: option B is correct because BGP Border Gateway Protocol is the main routing protocol that makes the whole internet work. It is the special language big networks use to tell each other which paths to take to send data across the entire internet, from one autonomous system to another. It's an exterior protocol because it works between these big independent networks. Option A is incorrect because OSPF is an interior gateway protocol used for routing within a single autonomous system and focuses on link state. Option C is incorrect because RIP is an interior gateway protocol that uses hop count as its primary metric, making it less suitable for large, complex networks. Option D is incorrect because EIGRP is an interior gateway protocol designed by Cisco, also for routing within a single autonomous system, and is not used for exchanging routing information between autonomous systems. 2. Which two protocols manage neighbor discovery processes on IPv4 networks? A. BGP and OSPF, B. IPv4 and IPv6, C. ICMP and ARP, D. TCP and UDP. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, CIC, ICMP and ARP. Explanation: option C is correct because ICMP and ARP are essential for neighbor discovery in IPv4 networks. ARP resolves IP addresses to MAC addresses within the local network, and ICMP is used for sending error messages and operational information, including router advertisements. Option A is incorrect because BGP and OSPF are routing protocols used to exchange routing information between autonomous systems and within a single autonomous system respectively, and do not directly handle neighbor discovery on a local IPv4 network. Option B is incorrect because IPv4 and IPv6 are Internet Protocol versions and do not manage neighbor discovery directly. While IPv6 uses NDP for neighbor discovery, IPv4 relies on ARP and ICMP. Option D is incorrect because TCP and UDP are transport layer protocols that provide connection-oriented and connectionless communication respectively, but they do not handle neighbor discovery. 3. When a router cannot determine a path to a message's destination, where does it send the message? A. Default gateway, B. Routing table, C. Gateway of last resort, D. Administrative distance. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Gateway of last resort. Explanation: option C is correct, because if a router gets a data packet and looks in its list of known routes but can't find a specific path to send that packet to its final destination, it has a backup plan, which is often a default route, that points to another router called the gateway of last resort and sends the packet there. Option A is incorrect because default gateway is a term often used for the router a computer uses to reach other networks. The gateway of last resort is the next hop for the router itself when it has no specific route. Option B is incorrect because routing table is the list of routes the router checks to find the destination. Option D is incorrect because administrative distance is a measure of how trustworthy a route is and not a destination. 4. Which field in a TCP segment is used to determine if an arriving data unit matches the data unit sent by the source? A. Acknowledgement number. B. Source port. C. Checksum. D. diffserv. Do you know the answer? Correct answer C. Checksum. Explanation. Option C is correct because the checksum field in a TCP header is like a math problem that the sending computer does on the data before it sends it. It puts the answer to that math problem in the header. When the receiving computer gets the data, it does the exact same math problem. If its answer matches the checksum in the header, it knows the data probably wasn't damaged or changed during its trip over the network. Option A is incorrect because acknowledgement number is used to confirm receipt of data. Option B is incorrect because source port identifies the sending application. Option D is incorrect because diffserv is for quality of service. 5. Which OSI layer is responsible for directing data from one LAN to another? A. Data link layer. B. Transport layer. C. Network layer. D. Physical layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Network layer. Explanation. Option C is correct because the network layer of the OSI model is like the long-distance delivery service for data. Its main job is to figure out the best path for data packets to travel from a computer on one local area network to a computer on a different LAN, even if those LANs are far apart and connected by many routers. It uses logical addresses for this routing. Option A is incorrect because the data link layer handles communication within a single LAN. Option B is incorrect because the transport layer ensures reliable end-to-end delivery. Option D is incorrect because the physical layer deals with the actual cables and signals. 6. At which OSI layer does IP operate? A. Network layer. B. Data link layer. C. Application layer. D. Transport layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Network layer. Explanation. Option A is correct because IP is the main protocol that works at the network layer of the OSI model. It assigns logical addresses and routes data packets across networks to their destination. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer uses MAC addresses for local network communication, not IP addresses. Option C is incorrect because the application layer is where user applications interface with the network, not where IP operates. Option D is incorrect because the transport layer uses protocols like TCP and UDP for reliable or unreliable data transfer, but IP operates at the network layer below. 7. Which protocol's header would a layer 4 device read and process? A. HTTP, B. ARP, C. TCP, D. IP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. TCP. Explanation. Option C is correct because layer 4 of the OSI model is the transport layer, and TCP is a protocol that operates at this layer. A layer 4 device reads information in the TCP header. Option A is incorrect because HTTP is an application layer protocol. Option B is incorrect because ARP is a data link or network layer protocol. Option D is incorrect because IP is a network layer protocol. 8. What is the Internet standard MTU size for Ethernet networks? A. 9,198 bytes. B. 1,500 bytes. C. 1,522 bytes. D. 65,535 bytes. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. 1,500 bytes. Explanation. Option B is correct because MTU stands for Maximum Transmission Unit. It's the largest size in bytes that a data packet can be when it's sent over a particular type of network, like an Ethernet network. The standard MTU for Ethernet is 1,500 bytes. If a data packet is bigger than this, it usually has to be broken up into smaller pieces before it can be sent. Option A is incorrect because 9,198 bytes is a common size for jumbo frames, an extension to Ethernet that is not the standard. Option C is incorrect because 1,522 bytes includes the Ethernet header and FCS, but 1,500 is the payload MTU. Option D is incorrect because 65,535 bytes is the maximum size of an IP packet, not the MTU for Ethernet. 9. What kind of route is created when a network administrator manually configures a router to use a specific path between nodes? A. Static route. B. Default route. C. Best path. D. Trace route. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Static route. Explanation. Option A is correct because a static route is a path in a router's routing table that a network administrator has put in by hand. Unlike dynamic routes, which routers learn automatically from other routers, a static route doesn't change unless the administrator changes it. They are often used for simple networks or for specific routing needs. Option B is incorrect because a default route is a specific type of static or dynamic route used as a last resort when no other route is available. Option C is incorrect because the best path is what routing protocols try to find automatically, not what an administrator configures manually. Option D is incorrect because a trace route is a command used to see the path packets take across a network, not a type of route. 10. Which number indicates a routing protocol's reliability, with lower values being given higher priority? A. MTU. B. Routing table. C. Administrative distance. D. Latency. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Administrative distance. Explanation. Option C is correct because administrative distance is a number from 0 to 255 that routers use to decide how trustworthy or reliable a routing protocol is. A lower AD value indicates a higher priority and more reliable route. Option A is incorrect because MTU refers to the maximum transmission unit, which is the size of the largest packet that can be transmitted. Option B is incorrect because a routing table is simply a list of routes known by the router, not a measure of reliability. Option D is incorrect because latency refers to the delay in network communication, not a measure of routing protocol reliability. 11. Which core protocol in the TCP/IP suite belongs to the data link layer and is used to discover MAC addresses? A. ICMP. B. TCP. C. RP. D. IP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. RP. Explanation. Option C is correct because ARP is a very important protocol that works between the network layer and the data link layer. When a computer on a local network knows the IP address of another computer it wants to send data to, but doesn't know its physical MAC address, it uses ARP to send out a broadcast message asking, Who has this IP address? Tell me your MAC address. Option A is incorrect because ICMP is for error messages and diagnostics, not for MAC address discovery. Option B is incorrect because TCP is a transport layer protocol responsible for reliable data transmission between applications. Option D is incorrect because IP is a network layer protocol responsible for routing packets across networks, not for discovering MAC addresses on a local network. 12. Which routing protocol uses bandwidth and delay as default metrics for path selection in Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol? A. OSPF, B. RIP, C. BGP, D. IGRP. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. IGRP. Explanation: Option D is correct because Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol is a routing protocol developed by Cisco that uses bandwidth and delay as default metrics for path selection. Option A is incorrect because Open Shortest Path First uses cost, often based on bandwidth, as its primary metric. Option B is incorrect because Routing Information Protocol uses hop count as its metric. Option C is incorrect because Border Gateway Protocol uses a variety of attributes such as AS path length as its primary metric. 13. If a router receives a packet with a destination address not found in its routing table and is configured to send all such packets to a specific next hop address, what is this next hop address called? A. Administrative distance, B. Default route, C. Static route, D. Gateway of last resort. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Default route. Explanation: Option B is correct because when a router doesn't have a specific entry in its routing table for a particular destination, it can use a default route. This default route is like a catch-all that tells the router, if you don't know where else to send this packet, send it to this specific next hop router. Option A is incorrect because administrative distance is a measure of route reliability or trustworthiness, not a next hop address. Option C is incorrect because a static route is a manually configured route, not specifically the next hop for an unknown destination. Option D is incorrect because the gateway of last resort is the router that is the next hop in the default route, not the route itself. 14. Which routing protocol ensures that every router in the network has complete knowledge of the network topology? A. OSPF, B. IGRP, C. RIP, D. BGP. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. OSPF. Explanation: Option A is correct because OSPF is a type of link state routing protocol. In a link state protocol, every router in the network learns about all the other routers and all the connections between them. Each router then builds its own complete map or database of the entire network topology. This allows each router to independently calculate the best path to every destination. Option B is incorrect because EIGRP is an advanced distance vector protocol. Routers know about their neighbours and routes learn from them, but not necessarily the entire topology in the same way as OSPF. Option C is incorrect because RIP is a distance vector protocol. Routers only know about routes from their direct neighbours. Option D is incorrect because BGP is a path vector protocol used between autonomous systems. 15. How does RIP prevent routing loops in a small network with a hop limit of 10? A. By prioritizing bandwidth. B. By implementing split horizon. C. By limiting the number of hops allowed in a path. D. By using neighbor discovery. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C, by limiting the number of hops allowed in a path. Explanation. Option C is correct because RIP has a built-in safety feature to prevent routing loops. It does this by having a maximum hop count of 15. If a packet takes more than 15 hops to try and reach its destination, RIP assumes there's a loop, or the destination is unreachable, and it discards the packet. Option A is incorrect because RIP does not prioritize bandwidth to prevent routing loops. Option B is incorrect because while split horizon is another loop prevention mechanism used by RIP, the hop limit is a direct way it stops endless looping. Option D is incorrect because neighbor discovery is not a primary loop prevention method for RIP. 16. What type of device is designed to combine several internet connections and share traffic equally among them? A. Multi-layer switch. B. Load balancer. C. Wired controller. D. Dual modem. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Load balancer. Explanation. Option B is correct because a load balancer can be used to take multiple internet connections from different internet service providers, for example, and distribute the outgoing and incoming network traffic across all of them. This can increase the total available bandwidth, provide redundancy. If one connection fails, traffic can go over the others, and help ensure that no single internet connection gets overloaded. Option A is incorrect because a multi-layer switch is an advanced switch that can operate at layer 3 of the OSI model, focusing on routing decisions within a network, rather than balancing internet connections. Option C is incorrect because a wired controller usually refers to managing wired network devices, such as access points or switches, and doesn't handle load balancing across multiple internet connections. Option D is incorrect because a dual modem might allow a connection to two services, but it doesn't inherently load balance traffic across those connections. It would require additional software or hardware for true load balancing. 17. Which of the following is not a valid application of a virtual IP address? A. NAT. B. Gateway redundancy protocols. C. Virtualization. D. IPsec. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. IPsec. Explanation. Option D is correct because a virtual IP address is not a core application or feature of IPsec itself. Option A is incorrect because NAT often uses a VIP to represent many internal private IPs. Option B is incorrect because gateway redundancy protocols use a VIP that can float between two routers so that if one fails, the other takes over the VIP. Option C is incorrect because virtualization often involves assigning IP addresses to virtual machines, which can be considered virtual IPs. 18. Which OSI layer does TCP operate at? A. Data link layer. B. Network layer. C. Transport layer. D. Application layer. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Transport layer. Explanation. Option C is correct because TCP transmission control protocol operates at the transport layer 4 of the OSI model, providing reliable, end-to-end communication services. Option A is incorrect because the data link layer is layer 2 and handles things like Ethernet. Option B is incorrect because the network layer is layer 3 and handles things like IP. Option D is incorrect because the application layer is layer 7 and handles things like HTTP and FTP. 19. Which OSI layer is responsible for the mechanical connection to the network? A. Physical layer. B. Data link layer. C. Transport layer. D. session layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A, physical layer. Explanation option A is correct because the physical layer of the OSI model is all about the actual physical stuff that makes up the network connection. This includes the mechanical aspects like the types of cables, the connectors on the ends of those cables, and the physical shape of the ports you plug them into. It also covers electrical and procedural aspects of transmitting raw bits. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer handles framing and MAC addresses. Option C is incorrect because the transport layer handles end-to-end connections. Option D is incorrect because the session layer manages dialogues between applications. 20. Which layer of the OSI model is responsible for encryption and data compression? A. Network layer. B. Data link layer. C. Presentation layer. D. Application layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Presentation layer. Explanation, option C is correct because the presentation layer of the OSI model handles data encryption and data compression. Option A is incorrect because the network layer handles routing. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer handles framing for a single link. Option D is incorrect because the application layer is where user applications interface with the network. 21. In the OSI model, which layer is responsible for establishing, maintaining, and terminating communication sessions between network devices? A. Network layer. B. Session layer. C. Transport layer. D. Data link layer. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Session layer. Explanation, option B is correct because the session layer, layer 5 of the OSI model, is like the conversation manager for applications. Its main job is to set up, manage, and then properly end the sessions or logical connections that allow two applications on different network devices to have an organized dialogue or exchange of data. Option A is incorrect because the network layer is responsible for routing data packets between different networks. Option C is incorrect because the transport layer is responsible for ensuring reliable end-to-end data delivery within a session, but does not manage the session itself. Option D is incorrect because the data link layer handles communication over a single physical link, not the management of sessions between devices. 22. Which type of route is created when a router automatically discovers routes using routing protocols like OSPF or RIP? A. Static route. B. Dynamic route. C. Default route. D. Direct route. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Dynamic route. Explanation, option B is correct because a dynamic route is a path in a router's routing table that the router has learned about automatically from other routers on the network using special communication rules called routing protocols like OSPF, RIP, or EIGRP. These protocols allow routers to share information about network changes and automatically update their routing tables, so they don't have to be manually configured all the time. Option A is incorrect because a static route is manually configured by an administrator and does not rely on routing protocols. Option C is incorrect because a default route is a specific route used when no other match is found. It can be static or dynamic, but it's not the general term for routes learned via routing protocols. Option D is incorrect because a direct route refers to directly connected networks, not routes learned dynamically through protocols. 23. What is the purpose of ARP in a network? A. To translate IP addresses into MAC addresses. B. To translate MAC addresses into IP addresses. C. To find the default gateway. D. To route traffic between different networks. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. To translate IP addresses into MAC addresses. Explanation. Option A is correct because ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol and is used to find the MAC address associated with a given IP address on a local network. Option B is incorrect because translating MAC addresses into IP addresses is the function of reverse ARP or similar protocols. Option C is incorrect because finding the default gateway is typically configured manually or through DHCP, not ARP. Option D is incorrect because routing traffic between different networks is the job of routers, which use IP addresses, not ARP. 24. What command is used to copy the running configuration from a router to a TFTP server? A. Copy TFTP run. B. Copy run TFTP. C. Save run TFTP. D. Copy config TFTP. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Copy run TFTP. Explanation. Option B is correct because on Cisco routers and switches, the running configuration is the current configuration that the device is actively using, and copy run TFTP is the correct command to save a backup copy to a TFTP server. Option A is incorrect because it is the wrong order of the arguments. Option C is incorrect because save is not the correct command to copy to a TFTP server. Option D is incorrect because config is not the correct argument. 25. Which OSI layer combines messages or segments into packets? A. Physical layer. B. Data link layer. C. Network layer. D. Transport layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Network layer. Explanation. Option C is correct because the network layer combines segments into packets by adding a header containing source and destination, IP addresses, which are used for routing across networks. Option A is incorrect because the physical layer transmits raw bits over a physical medium. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer takes packets and encapsulates them into frames for transmission over a single network link. Option D is incorrect because the transport layer is responsible for creating segments from application data, not packets. 26. What OSI layer is responsible for adding a header that includes routing information? A. Network layer. B. Data link layer. C. Physical layer. D. Application layer. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Network layer. Explanation. Option A is correct because the network layer is where logical addressing and routing happen. When data comes down to this layer, it adds a header that contains crucial routing information, most importantly, the source and destination IP addresses. This IP header allows routers to figure out where to send the data packet next on its journey across networks. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer adds a header with MAC addresses for local delivery on a local network. Option C is incorrect because the physical layer doesn't add headers. It deals with the transmission of raw bits over a physical medium. Option D is incorrect because the application layer adds its own headers for application-specific information, but not routing information. 27. Which OSI layer is considered the media access control layer? A. Data link layer. B. Transport layer. C. Presentation layer, D. Application layer. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Data link layer. Explanation. Option A is correct because the data link layer is responsible for controlling how devices access the network medium and uses MAC addresses to identify devices on the local network. Option B is incorrect because the transport layer manages the reliable transfer of data between applications. Option C is incorrect because the presentation layer handles data formatting and encryption. Option D is incorrect because the application layer provides network services to applications. 28. Which network device is used to reduce collision domains in a network? A. Hub, B. Switch, C. Router, D. Repeater. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Switch. Explanation. Option B is correct because a switch creates separate collision domains for each port, reducing the chance of collisions compared to a hub. Option A is incorrect because a hub creates a single collision domain where all connected devices share the same bandwidth, increasing the likelihood of collisions. Option C is incorrect because a router separates broadcast domains and connects different networks, which is different from reducing collision domains within a network. Option D is incorrect because a repeater simply amplifies signals and extends the range of a network without affecting collision domains. 29. Which device is responsible for connecting different networks and routing packets between them? A. Switch, B. Router, C. Hub, D. Bridge. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Router. Explanation. Option B is correct because a router is a network device whose main job is to connect two or more different networks together. When data packets need to go from one network to another, the router looks at the destination IP address in the packet and uses its routing table to decide the best path to send that packet along to reach its final destination. Option A is incorrect because a switch connects devices within the same network, forwarding data based on MAC addresses. Option C is incorrect because a hub is a simple device that connects devices on the same network but doesn't route between networks. It simply broadcasts data to all connected devices. Option D is incorrect because a bridge also connects segments within the same network, filtering traffic based on MAC addresses to reduce network congestion. 30. In an IPv6 network, what mechanism is used by routers to inform clients of the available prefixes and other configuration options? A. DHCPv6, B. Router advertisement, C. Neighbor discovery protocol, D. Stateless auto configuration. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Router advertisement. Explanation. Option B is correct because in IPv6 networks, routers periodically send out router advertisement messages. These RA messages tell client devices on the local network important information, such as the network prefixes they can use to configure their own IPv6 addresses, the address of the default gateway, and other useful configuration parameters. Option A is incorrect because DHCPv6 can also be used in IPv6 for stateful address assignment and more detailed configuration, but it is not the primary mechanism for informing clients of available prefixes. Option C is incorrect because Neighbor Discovery Protocol is a suite of ICMPv6 messages that includes RAs. But RA is the specific message type used for informing clients of available prefixes. Option D is incorrect because stateless auto configuration is the process by which clients configure themselves using information from RAs, not the mechanism routers use to advertise the prefixes. 31. What is the primary benefit of using dynamic routing protocols such as OSPF or EIGRP? A. Reduced packet loss. B. Automatic route updates. C. Increased bandwidth. D. Manual configuration of all routes. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Automatic route updates. Explanation. Option B is correct because dynamic routing protocols allow routers to communicate with each other and automatically share information about the network. If there is a change in the network, these protocols can automatically detect the change and update their routing tables with new paths. Option A is incorrect because reduced packet loss might be an indirect benefit of good routing, but it is not the primary benefit. Option C is incorrect because increased bandwidth is not a direct benefit of the routing protocol itself. Option D is incorrect because dynamic routing reduces the need for manual configuration. 32. Which of the following is a protocol used to discover the MAC address of a device on a local network, given its IP address? A. ICMP. B. ARP. C. DNS. D. DHCP. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. ARP. Explanation. Option B is correct because ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. On a local network, when a computer wants to send data directly to another computer on that same local network, it needs to know the other computer's physical hardware address. If it only knows the IP address, it uses ARP to send out a broadcast message asking, "Hey, whoever has this IP address, please tell me your MAC address." The device with that IP then responds with its MAC address. Option A is incorrect because ICMP is primarily used for error messages and network diagnostics, not for MAC address resolution. Option C is incorrect because DNS translates domain names, like google.com, to IP addresses, which is a different process from finding a MAC address on a local network. Option D is incorrect because DHCP is used to automatically assign IP addresses, subnet masks, and other network configuration information to devices on a network. 33. Which command can display the routing protocols running on a router? A. Show IP protocol. B. Show run. C. Show IP route. D. Show IP int brief. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Show IP protocol. Explanation. Option A is correct because the command show IP protocols is used to display detailed information about all the IP routing protocols that are currently configured and running on that router. Option B is incorrect because show run shows the entire current configuration of the router. Option C is incorrect because show IP route shows the routing table, which is the list of known routes. Option D is incorrect because show IP interface brief shows a summary of the status of the router's interfaces. 34. Which command can be used to verify that EIGRP is running on a router? A. Show IP route. B. Show run. C. Show IP protocol. D. Show interfaces. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Show IP protocol. Explanation. Option C is correct because the Show IP protocols command on a Cisco router will tell you which IP routing protocols are active. If EIGRP has been configured and is running, it will be listed in the output of this command, along with details about its configuration. Option A is incorrect because Show IP route would show routes learned via EIGRP if it's running, but Show IP Protocols directly confirms the protocol itself is active. Option B is incorrect because Show Run would show the EIGRP configuration commands if it's configured. Option D is incorrect because Show Interfaces shows interface status, not the routing protocols. 35. Which OSI layer is responsible for managing message fragmentation and reassembly? A. Physical layer. B. Data link layer. C. Network layer. D. Transport layer. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. Transport layer. Explanation: option D is correct because the transport layer of the OSI model is responsible for taking large messages from applications and breaking them down into smaller pieces so they can be sent over the network. On the receiving end, the transport layer then reassembles these pieces back into the original message in the correct order. Option A is incorrect because the physical layer transmits raw bits. Option B is incorrect because the data link layer creates frames from packets. Option C is incorrect because the network layer creates packets from segments and can also fragment packets if they are too large for a particular network link. But the initial segmentation of application messages is a transport layer function. 36. Which port number is used by the TFTP protocol? A. 1102, B. 69, C. 21, D. 25. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. 69. Explanation: option B is correct because TFTP stands for Trivial File Transfer Protocol and operates on port 69. Option A is incorrect because 1102 is not a standard well-known port. Option C is incorrect because port 21 is used by FTP for its control connection. Option D is incorrect because port 25 is used by SMTP for sending email. 37. What routing protocol uses the shortest path, first algorithm to calculate the best route? A. RIP, B. BGP, C. OSPF, D. IGRP. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. OSPF. Explanation: option C is correct because OSPF Open Shortest Path First is a link state routing protocol that employs Dijkstra's algorithm, a shortest path first algorithm variant, to determine the optimal path to each destination network. Option A is incorrect because RIP uses hop count and a distance vector algorithm to determine the best route. Option B is incorrect because BGP is a path vector protocol that relies on complex policies to make routing decisions. Option D is incorrect because EIGRP uses dual diffusing update algorithm, an advanced distance vector algorithm to calculate routes. 38. What command would you use to display the configured routes on a router? A. Show IP protocol. B. Show IP route. C. Show interfaces. D. Show running config. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Show IP route. Explanation: option B is correct because on Cisco routers and similar devices, the command show IP route is used to display the router's IP routing table, containing routes to destination networks, outgoing interfaces, and the IP address of the next router. Option A is incorrect because show IP protocol displays which routing protocols are running on the router, not the routing table itself. Option C is incorrect because show interfaces displays the status and configuration of the router's network interfaces, not the routing table. Option D is incorrect because show running config displays the entire current configuration of the router, including many settings besides the routing table. 39. Which network topology involves all nodes connected to a central hub, and the hub acts as a server to the connected devices? A. Bus, B. Ring, C. Mesh, D. Star. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Star. Explanation: option D is correct because in a star topology, all the computers and other network devices are connected directly to one central device. In older networks, this central device was often a hub. While a hub doesn't really act as a server in the sense of providing services like file storage, it does act as the central connection point through which all communication between the connected devices must pass. Option A is incorrect because a bus topology connects all devices to a single shared cable, not a central hub. Option B is incorrect because a ring topology connects devices in a loop, where each device is connected to two other devices, forming a circular path. Option C is incorrect because a mesh topology has many interconnections between devices, where each device is connected to multiple other devices, providing redundancy and fault tolerance. 40. In the OSI model, which layer is responsible for error detection and frame synchronization in Ethernet networks? A. Data link layer, B. Physical layer, C. Network layer, D. Transport layer. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Data link layer. Explanation: option A is correct because the data link layer of the OSI model has two main jobs when dealing with a specific network technology like Ethernet: frame synchronization and error detection. Option B is incorrect because the physical layer just transmits raw bits. Option C is incorrect because the network layer deals with routing packets between networks. Option D is incorrect because the transport layer deals with end-to-end reliability and flow control. 41. What is the name of the protocol that is primarily responsible for translating between IP addresses and domain names? A. DHCP, B. ARP, C. DNS, D. NAT. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. DNS. Explanation: option C is correct because DNS stands for Domain Name System. It's like the Internet's giant address book and translates domain names into IP addresses. Option A is incorrect because DHCP assigns IP addresses to devices. Option B is incorrect because ARP translates IP addresses to MAC addresses on a local network. Option D is incorrect because NAT translates private IP addresses to public IP addresses. 42. What term is used to describe a logical grouping of network devices that communicate as if they were on the same physical network, regardless of location? A. Subnet, B. VLAN, C. Broadcast domain, D. Collision domain. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. VLAN. Explanation: option B is correct because a VLAN stands for Virtual Local Area Network. It's a way to take a single physical network and logically divide it into multiple, separate, independent broadcast domains. Devices in one VLAN can communicate with each other as if they are on their own private LAN, even if they are physically plugged into different switches or are in different physical locations, and they are isolated from devices in other VLANs unless a router connects them. Option A is incorrect because a subnet is a logical subdivision of an IP network. VLANs often correspond to subnets. Option C is incorrect because a broadcast domain is an area where a broadcast message will reach all devices. VLANs create separate broadcast domains. Option D is incorrect because a collision domain is an area where data collisions can occur. Switches reduce these. 43. Which topology is characterized by a continuous loop where each node connects to two other nodes? A. Star, B. Bus, C. Ring, D. Mesh. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Ring. Explanation. Option C is correct because in a ring topology, all the computers and network devices are connected together in a circle or a closed loop. Each device is connected directly to exactly two other devices, its neighbour on one side and its neighbour on the other side, forming a continuous ring. Data usually travels around this ring in one direction from one node to the next until it reaches its destination. Option A is incorrect because a star topology connects all devices to a central hub or switch, not in a loop. Option B is incorrect because a bus topology connects all devices to a single shared cable, without forming a loop. Option D is incorrect because a mesh topology has many interconnections between devices, unlike a simple ring. 44. Which command is used to set password protection for privileged mode on a Cisco router? A. Enable password. B. Password set. C. Enable secret. D. Enable login. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Enable secret. Explanation. Option C is correct because the enable secret command is used to set an encrypted password for privileged mode on a Cisco router, providing enhanced security. Option A is incorrect because while enable password also sets a password for privileged mode, it stores the password in a less secure, unencrypted format. Option B is incorrect because password set is not a valid Cisco command for setting the privileged mode password. Option D is incorrect because enable login is not a standard Cisco command for setting a password for privileged mode access. 45. Which frame type in the 802.11 standard is used for managing medium access and data delivery, including ASAK and RTS/CTS frames? A. Control frames. B. Data frames. C. Management frames. D. Beacon frames. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Control frames. Explanation. Option A is correct because control frames manage access to the wireless medium and ensure reliable data delivery, including ACK and RTS/CTS frames. Option B is incorrect because data frames carry the actual user data. Option C is incorrect because management frames are used for connecting to an access point or announcing the network. Option D is incorrect because beacon frames are a type of management frame, not used for general medium access control. 46. What network device stores records that map local IP addresses to MAC addresses? A. Routing table. B. ARP table. C. DNS server. D. DHCP server. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. ARP table. Explanation. Option B is correct because an ARP table, or ARP cache, is a list kept by computers and other network devices like routers and switches on a local network. This table stores a mapping of IP addresses, logical addresses used for routing between networks, to their corresponding MAC addresses, physical hardware addresses used for communication within the local network. When a device needs to send data to another device on the same local network, it looks in its ARP table to find the destination MAC address. Option A is incorrect because a routing table maps destination networks to next hop IP addresses. Option C is incorrect because a DNS server maps domain names to IP addresses. Option D is incorrect because a DHCP server assigns IP addresses to devices. 47. Which command is used on a Cisco switch to create a new virtual local area network with the name admin? A. VLAN 10 name admin. B. VLAN 2 name admin. C. Switch port mode access. D. VLAN name admin. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. VLAN 10 name admin. Explanation: Option A is correct because on a Cisco switch, to create a new virtual local area network, you first enter global configuration mode. Then you use the command VLAN to create the virtual local area network and enter virtual local area network configuration mode. You can then assign a name to it using the command name admin. Option B is incorrect because it uses a different virtual local area network identification. Option C is incorrect because it is used to assign a port to a virtual local area network. Option D is incorrect because it is incomplete, missing the virtual local area network identification. 48. Which wireless network technology does not require a clear line of sight to function? A. Wi-Fi. B. Infrared. C. Microwave. D. Satellite. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Wi-Fi. Explanation: Option A is correct because Wi-Fi networks use radio waves to transmit data. Radio waves can pass through many common obstacles like walls, furniture, and even people. This means you don't need a direct, clear line of sight between your Wi-Fi router and your wireless device for them to connect. Option B is incorrect because infrared technology requires a clear line of sight. Option C is incorrect because microwave transmissions, especially for long distances, usually require line of sight. Option D is incorrect because satellite communication requires a clear line of sight between the ground dish and the satellite in space. 49. What OSI layer manages session establishment, maintenance, and termination between network devices? A. Transport layer. B. Session layer. C. Data link layer. D. Network layer. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Session layer. Explanation: Option B is correct because the session layer, layer 5 of the OSI model, is responsible for setting up, managing, and then tearing down, terminating, the sessions or logical connections that allow two applications on different network devices to have an organized dialogue or exchange of data. It's like the manager of the conversation, making sure it starts, stays organized, and ends properly. Option A is incorrect because the transport layer ensures reliable end-to-end data delivery within a session. Option C is incorrect because the data link layer handles communication over a single physical link. Option D is incorrect because the network layer handles routing between networks. 50. Which 802.11 standard can operate on both the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz frequency bands? A. 802.11, B. 802.11, C. 802.11G, D. 802.11N. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. 802.11n. Explanation: Option D is correct because the 802.11n Wi-Fi standard also known as Wi-Fi 4, can operate in both the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz radio frequency bands. Option A is incorrect because 802.11a operates only in the 5 GHz band. Option B is incorrect because 802.11b operates only in the 2.4 GHz band. Option C is incorrect because 802.11g operates only in the 2.4 GHz band. You have reached the end of our first question set. For the free complete exam preparation, visit our website link in the description, where you find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.